In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this text over here in the navigation bar just a little bit bigger. And what I found when researching this is that this is actually one of the biggest complaints about the Google Sites application. And it's on a lot of forums and a lot of help pages asking questions about how to do this, and no one really has a great answer. So one way to do this, and this is what I did on your page, was I just actually changed the text to make it a bigger text, because there's no current way to change the font size right here. So I just changed the font altogether to one that was similar to this but bigger. So to do that, I went over to More and then went down to Manage Site. And this takes us to the nuts and bolt editor, and I'm going to go down to colors and fonts, and then I am going to scroll down. Oh, internet's thinking. Scroll down to Sidebar Gadgets. So right here, I'm going to click on the Sidebar Gadget font, click on Custom, and then this is where you would change your font. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see the changes that we make to these fonts right here. So right now it's in the normal font. The easiest way I found to increase the size was to just pick a font that is on the whole a little bit bigger. So try out this, Verdana, and as you can see, the font got a little bit bigger right there. The size got a little bit bigger. And it just took some searching to find a font that was similar but just a little bit bigger. And I just kind of played around and I found one. I forget what it is, but I can show you that during our meeting. So that's the way that I found to do it. There is another way that I will show you, but I'll show you why I didn't do that instead. So I'm going to go ahead and save this to get out of here, and then go back to the site by clicking this. Okay, so one way why I chose to just change the font instead of the method that I'm about to show you is because, while on this page it doesn't have it, the page that you created, I saw that you added a really cool navigation feature where there's drop-down arrows. It had a little arrow right here, and you clicked on that, and then a menu came down where you could go and look at just the individual documents. And I thought that was really cool. So I didn't want to change that. But if you didn't have that, one way to have this text completely customizable is to just get rid of this altogether and add a text box and then make the text links on our own. To do this, I am going to come up here to the More button and go to the Edit Site Layout. So right now we're in the Layout editor. So how to do this is I went up here to the sidebar and I didn't click the edit, but I clicked the plus button, which adds elements to the sidebar. So I click this and scroll down to text. And what that did is that added an extra text box to the sidebar area. And this text box is, of course, way down here. So to get rid of this stuff, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of some of these so we don't have as much clutter. So this is the text box that I added. So I'm going to go ahead and click and hold that click down, and I'm going to drag this up to be above the navigation bar. Actually, to make that easier, I'm going to drag the navigation bar underneath the text box. And it has given me some trouble doing that. Come on. I guess it doesn't matter if we move it, because if you were to use the text box version of the navigation bar, you wouldn't need the actual navigation bar at all. So I'm going to forget about moving that above that, because that actually doesn't really matter. I'm going to click on the text box. I'm going to make sure it says Edit Sidebar Gadget below, and I'm going to click there. And I'm going to just replicate these links over here in here. So I'm going to write home, double space, or just single space, who we are, our mission, hot news, and then I'll just use those three as an example right now. Before we have this, you're going to want to have the links to the pages they're actually linking to. So to do that, I would pre-open up, say, your work-related page or profile or your portfolio or your education-related portfolio, just so you can get the URLs to those. So once you have those URLs, you're going to copy and paste the URL. So just for an example, I'll show you how to do that. So say you wanted the link to go, I'm just going to use CNN as an example. Not that you'd actually want it to go there. So to do that, I would highlight there, Control click, and press copy, and then go back. So now I have the desired site copied, and I'm going to go to Home and highlight that, and then click this link button, and then I'm going to go down to web address. So right now it says text to be display home, and then link to this URL. You're going to press Control click and then paste and press OK. And then for another example, I'm going to do the same thing to this. Create a link, web address, Control click, paste, OK. And I'll do the same here. Link, web address, Control click, paste. OK. So this is where you would actually change the size of the text that you wanted to. So to do that, you would highlight all these links that we just made, and we're going to go here and then make them bigger this way, right here. There you go. Click OK. So right now we have this kind of mirroring this, but you see the text is bigger. And you could change it so it would all be on the same line. You can see how news is kind of dropped down below this. That's customizable. So say we don't need this navigation bar anymore. To get rid of that, we just click the X. And so now this is our main navigation. So to save that, we're going to come up here and click close. And then, so yeah, it would work like this. You would click home, and it would take you, so it's going to go to CNN just because that's what we specified, but it would go, we would set it up to the page you actually wanted to go to. And that is an alternate way of adding that text, or increasing the text size in the navigation bar.